Well, joining us now, Trump campaign advisor, former Speaker of the House, 2012 presidential candidate, Newt Gingrich. Newt, great to have you with us.
Great to be with you.
Donald Trump getting high marks on his speech before the Detroit Economics Club, and doing very well, in my opinion, certainly with his taxation proposals, particularly on three brackets, reducing corporate business taxes to 15%. And then he is hit with all of this nonsense because he made an aside about the Second Amendment, which was, I've never seen the national media, the liberal media, make such a transparent and aggressive attack on any candidate which they knew was pure balderdash.
Well, I think you've got to expect this for the next 90 days.
Right.
The elite media understands that if they allow Donald Trump to communicate directly with the American people, he's just plain going to beat them. And he's going to win, and Hillary's going to lose. And the elite media in newsroom after newsroom is dedicated to defeating Trump. And I think that every chance they get to try to get him off message, they will. This was a totally phony story.
Yeah.
And I think that Trump is doing the right thing to just, plow right through it. And I hope that Trump will take as his model Harry Truman's campaign in 1948, where the entire elite media had written Truman off, and he came back, he pounded away, and he won the presidency despite every expectation of the national establishment. I think Trump has the same opportunity this year.
You're a historian. This has been styled as a contest this year between populism and globalism, Americanism and globalism. Do you concur?
Yeah, I think part of the reason you're seeing, for example, so many people who are nominally Republican decide that they're going to be for Hillary is that they're in fact globalists who believe in a complicated world in which the U.S. has a secondary role. And I also think that they are not able to come to grips with the failure of the last 15 years. We have been at war at a minimum for 15 years, going back to 9/11. If you count the original Iranian attack on us with the siege of the embassy in 1979, we've been at war for 37 years. We have not won the war, and Trump represents an enormous threat to the national security foreign policy establishment. So I fully expect a lot of Republicans to be more establishment than they are conservative, and that's all you're seeing in the shakeout that's going on.
And with that shakeout occurring, we're also watching this divide. I mean, again, Mitt Romney, the Mormon Church, sort of seems to be taking a splinter, a niche position, if you will, putting forward an independent candidate, at least a Mormon. Mitt Romney looking everywhere for allies for whatever reason. No one seems to be able to reach out to the man and say calmly, make some sense, and stay within the tent. Why is that?
Well, I think that there are a number of people who represent a different world, and I think that they represent a world of deals and a world of international trade and a world of the United Nations and the World Trade Organization and the Paris Agreement on climate, and you go down the list. And so along comes Donald Trump, who represents a resurgent commitment to American interest, to the American economy, to American jobs, to American safety. And he is a direct threat to the good old boy network, and given Hillary, the good old girl network that has historically run this country. And what the news media is trying to do is avoid a serious debate about fundamental issues. And I want to go back to the one I started with a minute ago. We have been at war for a minimum of 15 years. We are not winning the war. The process is corrupting our military. We now have a huge scandal at the Central Command where people were instructed to lie and underestimate the power of ISIS. That should be a national scandal. It should frighten all of us if our military is being politicized and becoming as dishonest and as corrupt as Hillary Clinton is.
Yeah, it's been troubling from the first reports, and there's been no contravention of the accuracy of those early reports, disturbingly, as you point out. At the same time, Hillary Clinton is short-circuiting, as she described herself. You can almost imagine those global interests recoiling in horror and looking at the reality that, my God, it is possible that she will not, given perhaps failing health, even be able to complete the campaign, let alone be seriously able to carry out the duties of a commander-in-chief.
You know, Mitt Romney's father, George Romney, once said that the military had brainwashed him when he was in Vietnam, and that killed his presidential campaign. And I watched the other day as Hillary explained that she had short-circuited when she was on with Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday. And I thought to myself, that's a phrase which is going to come back over and over to haunt her. And did she short-circuit when she lied to the mothers about Benghazi? Did she short-circuit about the emails? Did she short-circuit about corruption with the Clinton Foundation? You know, it lends itself to repetitive use and makes you question what exactly is she saying. Did they short-circuit when they put an anti-American terrorist father sitting behind her in Orlando? I mean, these things are all kind of weird, and maybe it's just a short-circuit campaign.
Well, it is one that is continuing, and with her in the lead, and work for Donald Trump to do with your help, Newt. Thanks for being with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Great to be with you.
Newt Gingrich.